Chosen one. Stop scrolling for a moment, because what I am about to reveal explains why heaven has been watching you differently lately. This is not just another motivational message. This is not random encouragement. And this is definitely not a coincidence. Something happened recently in your life. Something small to other people, but enormous in the spiritual realm. And the shocking part is, you probably did not even realize what you did. You thought you were simply surviving, trying to make it through another painful season, trying to hold yourself together while life kept testing you, trying not to completely fall apart under pressure. But heaven saw something much deeper. Because while most people would have broken, you responded differently. And that response left heaven silent. Even Michael stopped to look at your case. The same Michael who leads the armies of heaven. The same Michael who fights spiritual battles most human minds cannot even comprehend. The same Michael whose attention is normally focused on matters far beyond ordinary human struggles. He stopped. Because of you. Not because you were famous. Not because you were powerful. Not because you were perfect. But because of your attitude under pressure. Chosen one. Do you understand how rare that is? Most people reveal darkness when life becomes difficult. Pain changes them. Pressure hardens them. Disappointment poisons them. Betrayal transforms them. But somehow, even while hurting, even while emotionally exhausted, even while secretly carrying battles nobody knew about, you still refuse to completely lose your light. And heaven noticed that immediately. Because what you carried recently should have destroyed your peace. The betrayal should have made you hateful. The rejection should have made you cold. The delay should have made you bitter. But it didn't fully happen. You cried. You struggled. You questioned things privately. But deep inside, something in you still kept reaching toward goodness. Still reaching toward God. Still trying to stay soft in a world that kept giving you reasons to harden. And that shocked heaven. Because spiritually, most people become whatever pain teaches them to become. If life hurts them, they hurt others. If people betray them, they become emotionally dangerous. If they are rejected, they start rejecting everyone else first. But you did something uncommon. You suffered, without completely becoming what hurt you. And that changed everything. Recently, a report about your spirit was marked differently in heaven. Not because of your achievements. Not because of your money. Not because of your public image. Because of your heart. Your attitude during hidden battles revealed something rare. Heaven watched you stay respectful when anger would have been easier. Heaven watched you stay kind while secretly hurting. Heaven watched you fight emotional battles privately while still trying to protect others publicly. And that level of self-control is uncommon spiritually. Most people only stay good when life feels good. But your goodness survived pressure. That is what stunned Michael. Think about it. There were moments recently when you had every reason to explode emotionally. Every reason to expose people. Every reason to seek revenge. Every reason to become cold and unreachable. But instead, you stayed quiet. You walked away peacefully. You prayed instead of destroying people. You healed instead of attacking. Do you understand how spiritually powerful that is? Because darkness survives through reaction. The enemy feeds emotional chaos. Hatred creates openings. Bitterness creates access. Unforgiveness creates chains. And the attacks against you were designed to pull you into that emotional state. They wanted you angry. They wanted you hateful. They wanted your spirit contaminated. But you resisted it. Not perfectly, but enough to shock heaven. Chosen one, your attitude protected your destiny more than you realize. Because many people lose blessings emotionally before they lose them physically. The enemy attacks minds before situations. He attacks emotions before opportunities. He attacks peace before purpose. And recently, the real battle was never external. It was internal. The real attack was against your spirit, against your heart, against your character, against your ability to remain aligned with God while under pressure. And somehow, you survived spiritually. That matters more than you know. Because heaven is not only looking for gifted people. Heaven is looking for trustworthy people. People who can carry blessing without becoming prideful. People who can survive betrayal without becoming toxic. People who can go through pain without spreading darkness to others. And your recent season revealed that about you. You kept loving while secretly exhausted. You kept trying while secretly discouraged. You kept showing kindness while fighting battles internally. That consistency revealed your true spiritual maturity. Not perfection, maturity. And heaven pays attention to maturity. Recently, Michael reviewed moments in your life that nobody else noticed. The hidden moments, the private reactions, the emotional battles, the tears nobody saw, the prayers nobody heard. And what shocked him was not your strength. It was your restraint. Because restraint is difficult spiritually. Anyone can become angry. Anyone can become reactive. Anyone can destroy. But it takes real spiritual maturity to remain aligned with light while surrounded by darkness. That is what you did. And now heaven is responding differently to your life. You may have noticed strange changes recently. Certain attacks failing unexpectedly. People exposing themselves naturally. Doors closing without your effort. Protection appearing at unusual moments. An unexplainable peace during chaos. That is not random. Heaven increased protection around you after what your spirit revealed under pressure. Because spiritually, your reaction proved you could be trusted with greater things. Listen carefully. This part matters. The enemy expected your pain to change your nature. That was the goal. Not just to hurt you, to transform you emotionally. Because once pain changes your nature, darkness gains access. But when you chose humility instead of ego, patience instead of destruction, wisdom instead of revenge, you disrupted the enemy's strategy completely. That is why some recent attacks failed strangely. Things that should have emotionally destroyed you somehow lost power. Not because you are emotionally numb, because heaven stepped in. Chosen one, God was watching your reactions carefully. Not to judge you, to measure what your spirit could carry next. Because your next season requires emotional discipline. The blessing coming toward you cannot survive inside a bitter spirit. The doors opening for you cannot remain open if hatred controls you. The calling on your life requires emotional maturity. And your recent season became the test. A painful test. A hidden test. A lonely test. But you passed more of it than you realize. You had weak moments. You cried privately. You questioned why certain things happened. But you never completely surrendered your heart to darkness. That matters deeply in the spiritual realm. Because many people protect their image while losing their spirit. But you fought to protect your spirit even when nobody was watching. And heaven values hidden integrity more than public performance. That is why your life is shifting now. Not because you earned perfection, but because your heart stayed reachable. And there is another reason Michael stopped. He saw how much pressure was placed on you recently. Pressure emotionally. Pressure mentally. Pressure spiritually. Pressure financially. Pressure relationally. And yet, you still kept moving forward. Slowly sometimes. Weakly sometimes. Tearfully sometimes. But forward. That consistency revealed something uncommon about your spirit. You are stronger than you think. Not loud strong. Not prideful strong. Not arrogant strong. Quiet strong. The kind of strength that survives hidden battles. The kind of strength that keeps praying silently. The kind of strength that keeps believing quietly. The kind of strength that keeps loving carefully after disappointment. That strength is rare. And heaven trusts rare spirits differently. Now hear this carefully, because this next season will test your discernment. Not everybody celebrating you is genuinely for you. Not everybody smiling supports your growth. Not everybody close deserves continued access to your spirit. And heaven is exposing hidden energies around you now for a reason. Your spirit is becoming too valuable to remain connected to draining people. Too important to stay emotionally distracted. Too anointed to stay surrounded by confusion. So separation is happening. Some people are leaving naturally. Some conversations feel different. Some relationships suddenly feel heavy. Some environments no longer feel aligned. Do not ignore this. Your spirit is becoming more sensitive because your next season requires clarity. And the more spiritually mature you become, the harder it becomes to tolerate fake energy. Chosen one, you are changing. Not into someone cold, into someone wise. There is a difference. Wisdom knows when to protect peace. Wisdom knows when to walk away quietly. Wisdom knows when to stop over-explaining. Wisdom knows when silence is more powerful than reaction. And heaven is teaching you all of that now. Because where you are going next, your peace will matter deeply. The blessing approaching your life requires emotional stability. God is not preparing you only to receive blessing. He is preparing you to sustain it. That is why your attitude mattered so much recently. Because attitude reveals spiritual condition. And despite everything, your spirit remains softer than expected. That stunned heaven. Before I finish, I need you to understand one final thing. The attacks against you were never proof that God abandoned you. They were proof that your spirit carried something valuable. The enemy does not attack empty people this aggressively. There is something important connected to your future. Something meaningful connected to your calling. Something powerful connected to your spirit. And heaven has been protecting it quietly this entire time. So stop doubting yourself. Stop believing you are weak because you struggled emotionally. Stop believing your tears mean you failed spiritually. Stop believing your hidden battles made God disappointed in you. Your attitude during the storm revealed who you really are. And heaven was moved by it. Even Michael stopped to look at your case. If this message speaks to your spirit, come. My heart stayed pure. And remember this carefully tonight. Pain tested you, but it did not own you. Darkness attacked you, but it did not become you. And heaven noticed everything.